Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the new Alpinestars Chrome riding shoes. So these are going to come in around the $180 price point, and these are going to look like a regular sneaker, but with features that make them more ideal for safety when it comes to riding a motorcycle. So, first things first, there is a waterproof variant of the Chromes called the Chrome Dry Stars. There's definitely going to be a little bit more breathability here, but you're not going to get the waterproof protection like you would in the Chrome Dry Star. The one thing to note, the height on these is about 7 inches. When you're looking at this from a sizing standpoint, and I am a huge fan of Alpinestars boots, I have multiple pairs in my garage. Typically, my biggest critique with Alpinestars is we don't get the half sizes in the full range. That has been addressed here. So sizing will range from a 6 up to a 14 with half sizes available. Certain half sizes are only available in certain colors. There are 4 colors in total to choose from, and we find they fit roughly about a half size small based on other Alpinestars shoes that we've worn. For example, I typically have my Tech 7s in a size 12. I size these up to a 12.5, and they fit pretty much spot on. So just keep that in mind from a sizing standpoint, is that if you find yourself between sizes or you're not sure if you should go for the half size, if you're erring on that, just go ahead and bump up the half size. So from a construction standpoint, one of the things that we really like about this is that it's a full suede leather construction. That's bovine leather, cows, for those of you out there that are thinking about it from an American standpoint. But we got a suede hand to this, really cool dimpling to the suede, feels comfortable, looks great, and just has kind of a high-class feel for it being a sneaker. Biggest critique, there is no toe reinforcement. For being a riding shoe, you've got a really solid PU shank, polyurethane shank, to give it a rigid footbed in the sole. You've got reinforcements around the back of the heel. You've got ankle cups, but no toe. This is something that we've seen with a lot of motorcycle riding shoes. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but from a manufacturer's standpoint, or from a rider's standpoint rather, if I'm looking at the manufacturer, I'm saying, I really want some reinforcement in the toe box on one of my riding shoes, just from a shifting perspective on my left foot, or if I were to accidentally rub my toes on the ground, either crash or otherwise. Just would love to see some reinforcement in the toe box on this. I do like the sole. It is a gum sole, and the color of the sole depends on the color of the shoe you get. If you're checking out the bottom, you've got this really cool dimpled pattern, but I like the traction that it provides. The dimples that you're gonna see here just give a little bit of extra height than the regular sole, and you just get a really solid grip to this without it being overly intrusive. It is just a flat-soled shoe, but the rigidity on this is like a 6 out of 10 on the rigidity scale. So a lot of extra reinforcement. If you've got, maybe more aggressive foot pegs or whatnot, you're not gonna have too many issues there, yet still comfortable enough for you to walk around in and wear this on or off the motorcycle. Now, the other big innovation that we saw with Alpinestars on this one is they've introduced this new kind of like a lace tie here. So if we're looking at this, just a quick note, laces on riding shoes, it's gonna be, a potential fail point. You want a place where you can tie back your laces, and that's because for those of you that are new to riding shoes or motorcycle boots in general, laces offer up a potential area where it can get snagged in the moving parts of a motorcycle. So there's a couple different ways that some manufacturers either address this or don't address this. Alpinestars has created a new way where they've got this little elasticated tab. You're gonna see a little patch of Velcro on the tongue of the shoe. Once you have the laces done, this kind of goes up, that loops around. Let me see if I can do that a way where I'm not blocking it, but it goes up, you kind of loop it down and around, and then the bottom of this actually has Velcro on it, so you can kind of stick it to the tongue. And as you can see here, doesn't work super smooth. If the laces get in the way, you kind of have to move the laces around to get that Velcro there. So it's a nice step in the right direction in the way that Alpinestars is thinking about, being able to retain the laces on a riding shoe, but it might not quite be completely thought out yet. The other thing that I do like about this is you've got triple stitching throughout. You've got bar tack reinforcements to make sure that the stitching holds in place. And then from an eyelet standpoint, when we're talking about laces and keeping the laces kind of inside the shoe, the eyelets are done almost inside this little leather flap. So that is very sleek and very thought out. Like I said, you do have the reinforced ankle cups on this. And for those of you looking at a simple riding shoe, This is going to be very part and parcel to what we would see from a protection standpoint for other riding shoes. Like I said earlier, biggest call out is no reinforcement at the toe. Love the style on this, love the leather, love the overall look, even the little embossed Alpinestars 1963 logo up at the top. Just great attention to detail in what you're seeing here. Pop reflective on the back. So, you know, when we're looking at riding shoes and riding sneakers, I think a lot of this really comes into play as to what your aesthetic is. The same way when you're buying, you know, sneakers at the athletic store. But really, I think they did a great job of incorporating, you know, style that is traditional yet a little bit modern, and giving you some of that protection that you're looking for in a riding shoe. Now, if you have additional questions as to, you know, the details on this or what other riders have to say, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews. You can read all the specs on the product page, or you can talk to one of our customer service reps, and you can walk through all the different options available for you in riding shoes and riding boots to make sure you find the right setup for your ride. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Alpinestars Chrome riding shoes. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.